Autonomous trucking, the future of an ever-changing industry, or a pipe dream that'll never happen? We asked a few people about that and the state of the industry as a whole.
How's it going, sir?
Oh, one of them days.
Yeah, I feel it, man. You want to sit down, vent about it? About some trucking topics?
E-log.
It's frustrating, bro.
Yep. Everybody thinks they fucking know what I need to do more than I do.
Yeah, the thing is that the e-logs, I mean,
They keep you on it?
well, remember, the government came out with this, the e-logs was not an experiment to see if it's going to be it's going to be safe-wise, you know what I'm saying? And all these people are being killed because we're working against the clock.
Yeah.
And when you work against the clock, that's putting
You
pressure on the
rush,
driver.
yeah, you
We're
rush.
rushing. You know, you got your broker. Hey man, what's going on? We're being rushed. More actions are occurring now than it was. We're on paper.
Yeah, it's frustrating, and I definitely understand that because
So here's the question: for all the people that are being hurt for this new government law that they've put, without being really looked at to see if it's suitable for one's, you know, out there on the struggle. This world is the trucking world is struggling. You got to struggle. You got to hustle. You got to do it. It's struggling, processing. It's the process.
yeah,
Then they put the clock on. More pressure. 11 hours on the wheel. 11 hours. Total 14 hours.
yeah,
Let the driver determine what's best for him. Only one knows the driver better is the driver.
yeah. That's true.
The government
That's true.
doesn't know. I mean, those drivers suffer from mental illness, whatever the case may be, a divorce, a lot of stuff's on his mind. Let the driver determine what's best for him.
Yeah,
Brakes and everything. Let the driver do it. So what if they're driving? Look at the lives that we're saving, and look at the lives that we're terminating because of this new law that the government. My question is, all the people that are getting hurt from this new government ELD, can the people sue the government?
that's a very good question, man. That's a good question.
That's $1 million question. So all the people that have been hurt should really look at the government forced this upon us without being looked at. And now they want to change the way well, maybe stuff needs to be changed. So who's responsible for all these killings? Who's responsible for all these people getting hurt?
Well, I find it funny. That's actually why we're out here today. Is I always hear news articles, reading all these things about the state of the trucking industry, and it's never by truckers. So I'm with the OTR Club, and we wanted to come out and have some conversations with actual truckers and get their opinion on some stuff. I mean, you want to sit down and go over it, or
like I said, we are.
You're being rushed,
I'm on
yeah.
the clock. I'm on the clock, and that's what they want you to be on the clock, not to think. They don't want you to think. They just want you.
No,
to
they just
work.
want you to go.
Yeah, they say we don't pay you to think. We just pay you to go.
Yeah.
See, and that, remember, they don't want you to think. We just pay you to go. Think.
Yeah.
Okay, they took away our thinking cap. Now we're on the road with no thinking cap. People are being hurt. A lot of damages. Leave the driver be. Let the driver do what he needs to do, because the only one knows drive better than anybody else is himself.
Is the driver?
Doesn't know this guy suffers from mental illness, a paranoid schizophrenia, or whatever the case may be. Divorce, problems at the house, one of his kids went haywire, ran away, or suicide, whatever the case may be. Let that man determine what is best for him.
Yeah, that's true.
Government needs to stay, and not just that, but what about the labor laws? Everywhere else, you get paid by the hour. Everybody else is getting paid by the mile. I think that's unconstitutional. That's a labor violation right there.
That's well said, man. Well said. What do you think we can do to change that? What do you think we can do to impact change?
If government is already involved with their ELDs, why ain't government involved with making sure that the guys that are company getting paid by the hour instead of the mile? I mean, if the government's really caring for the truckers and the Constitution, your constitutional rights, labor laws, you are getting paid by your hour for your labor. Not in trucking, you're getting paid by the mile. Who's the one whoever came up with that needs to be shot. However, they're changing the format as to the paperwork now to the e-log. Why don't they change the miles to the hours?
Yeah.
If they're gonna do change, make the right changes.
Yeah. Do you think that would impact your wallet more? Do you think you'd get a much larger payout?
As I'm an owner operator, I know how much I know how much trucking companies are making. They're making a killing off the Swift, the driver Swifts and England truckers. They are getting ripped off for what they're getting paid for. They're getting ripped because they're getting paid by the mile.
Yeah.
You need to pay that driver what he's really worth because he's away from home. Even though he's off the clock, right? He's not really off the clock. He's still in that truck.
Yeah.
When does the clock really stop?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because he's away from home.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I actually know of a local company, a freight company here called Fresh Freight. They actually give salaries to the drivers, which is kind of, that's
That's a
totally
blessing.
different.
That's a blessing.
And from what I've heard, I've talked with a few of the drivers out there. They actually like it. They keep them busy, but they're paid very well.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying that if the government is making changes, they need to make the changes for the sake of the driver also, and their livelihood and their familyhood too, because they got family that doesn't be with the parents. The parents are gone.
They're gone all the time.
Gone,
Yeah.
Who's watching out for them? And they're getting paid by the mile. I'm on operator. I know what they're getting. I know what the truck companies are getting paid. But the drivers don't see what I see.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
They're just driving with the blinded. You're not supposed to see this. You just drive.
Yeah. But I mean, I appreciate it. Do you mind if we use that? You mind if we? Awesome. I appreciate it, man. And my name's Edgar, by the way, with the OTR Club. Check us out on Facebook, dude.
I will do.
We're an entertainment group, just out here trying to make truckers look good, trying to entertain you guys. That's all we're here for.
Man, they're gonna entertain us all, but you know what, homies? Let us do our job the way we see fit, not the way the government sees fit. That's why a lot of people are getting hurt, and that's wrong.
That's
wrong.
True. It's very wrong.
That's wrong because you know why? The government needs to say, hey, you guys run this, you guys run that. But yet, well, the thing is favoritism. I mean, only certain people could be exempt from the e-logs. That's favoritism. We should be all treated equally.
That's true. I actually didn't know that certain people were being exempted from e-logs. I didn't know that.
The people that run cows, that run meat, they run the livestock.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
They're exempt from the people from the oil. Some people from the oil are exempt from that. Yeah.
That's interesting. Why so? Like
that's the $1 million question. I want to know why. I mean, here we are here we are in a country where everybody's treated equally, but yet certain people are treated unfairly.
That's unfair, man. That's unfair.
It's unfair. We should be treated equally. Hey, if you're going to exempt us all.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then you got the small guy competing with the big guys. Who can afford like Swift? They can afford teams because of the rate the rate they're paying the drivers. They're paying them garbage. You know what I'm saying? For them being away for 7 days, they're paying them like $800, $900, and then they can afford. And these guys are really hauling them. They're picking up freight. So one load could pay for both of those drivers. Yeah, and look at the amount of money they're making. They're making a killing. They're making a killing. But the fact is that the big guy is taking advantage of the small guy like me, the owner operators, who would have to take a cut because I have to hire a team in order to compete with the big guy.
Yeah, actually, by September of 2019, there was over 795 independent trucking companies that closed, and by September, that more than doubled the amount of trucking companies that closed in 2018. So
they're monopolizing the trucking industry, man.
Yeah.
The big guys. They're basically pushing us out slowly but surely, putting these new laws. Come on, who could afford team? That's like cutting the salary. That's cutting your money. They're already cutting your salary when they put you on the e-logs. Now then we got to run team. And who wants to be with a guy? Who wants to run team?
Yeah, nobody wants to be cooped up with some smelly dude in a small cab all day.
Come on, all day, dude, all day. Come on, man. And you don't know if that dude ate a couple of these hot dogs that got a bad case of gas.
You never know, man. All of a sudden, you're like in a hot box and you can't breathe. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it, man.
You have a good day.
Take it easy, man. Thank you.
We got a bunch of different random topics written down here if you want to take a look. So my name's Edgar. Yes, sir. Ian, and you're okay with this being filmed, right? Yeah. Okay, sweet. So, what we are is we are the OTR Club. We're a trucking entertainment group on Facebook. We just, I'm always hearing things about the state of the industry, and it's never by truckers or anything. So I decided to come sit down and talk to some truckers about it. So, first of all, how long have you been driving, man?
Just a few months. I was hired in June.
Okay, and so you went through like CDL training with 50 and everything already? How'd that go? How do you like that?
It's all right. It's not the background that I'm from. I'm actually from electronics and machine tool background, robotics and things like that.
What made you jump over?
Job market.
just outsource pretty much your job, right?
Outsourced the job to other countries, and the jobs that were left over were left in the hands of temporary agencies. Reagan, along with other people, gutted any kind of laws that would make it to where any kind of organized labor representation was pretty much done away with or hamstrung. Back in your history, Reagan basically gave them the go-ahead to do union busting when he started firing all those air traffic controllers back in the 80s.
So union busting, what is that? What did you? They go through and break up unions, and
Well, if you want to do the classic union busting, you can take it back to the labor union, the labor movement back in the 30s and 40s. They would actually have armed thugs coming in. If you think of the word Pinkerton was originally the hired thugs that came and basically took machine guns and gunned down people in picket lines. I come from southeastern Kentucky, County Harlan. Back in the 70s, there was a coal mine riot in Lynch, Kentucky, involving, I believe, Duke Energy.
okay.
And it was about labor conflicts. And when they were picketing, they were bringing in their scabs. I'm not going to make this into a big pro-union. We're asking me about the state of the
Yeah, man, I'm just here to chat.
Well, basically Pinkertons and people like Pinkertons were called in with machine guns of the time to basically, it was bloody shooting about that. That's why
Jimmy Hoffa, eat your heart out.
Harlan is sometimes referred to as Bloody Harlan, but that's the state of labor as far as the 70s. 30s was even worse. These days, labor doesn't have all that much of a voice because they have been confused by 40 years of what is referred to by Professor Noam Chomsky as neoliberalism on behalf of both Republican and Democratic leadership.
Yeah, man. So
Basically, it's been taking all of the wealth out of the hands of the working class and putting it in the hands of the bankers. Yes.
So, in that kind of term, what do you think of autonomous trucking? Do you think it's a legitimate threat to the trucking industry?
Autonomous. You talk about AI controlled trucks.
Yes.
I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's going to happen at all. If you need proof in the pudding as to why it's not going to be self-driven trucks, all you have to do is look at Boeing. Max 8 737.
What is that?
That's the automated landing program that Boeing had on those jets that basically crashed and killed everybody in them. So they're wanting to bring that similar technology to the road on interstates with
Giant death machines.
and not only the diesel powered juggernauts, but the unpredictable little people that run around in their four-wheelers. You know, these things are going on a logical program. These people are going on whatever them drives them, as is the case for human beings. So I don't think there's going to be any kind of autonomous trucking. What should be a really big problem, and I'm sure this is going to be very gratifying for the other truckers out there here, is that we do not have the infrastructure to really support the trucking industry. We need parking.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard that? Parking. I know Pilot is actually, they're actually increasing all of their production centers.
Yes, well, yeah, if there's anything that the trucking community could really push for is increased infrastructure, so we're not having to sit there and park on the side of the roads on the ramps.
I see that all the time, especially back where I come from, Reno, Nevada. It was everywhere. Literally, you drive out to USA Parkway, where I used to work and everything, and trucks all along the roads and whatnot. And so that's definitely something I've noticed, because there's like one truck stop down there, and USA Parkway is like a huge hub for freight out there. So, but anyways, man, you got to get out of here. Or?
Yes, actually, that was my co-driver is waving at me, telling me to go.
My bad. Sorry about that, man.
Yeah, so
All right,
it's
well,
nice talking to you.
I
Edgar.
appreciate it, man. Go ahead and give us a follow on the OTR Club, and we'll have this edited and done up next week and whatnot. So,
All right.
take it easy, man. I appreciate the conversation.
Sure.
Thank you for that insight on the working industry and whatnot.
Well, you might want to check out some of the literature by Professor Noam Chomsky.
Noam Chomsky?
Noam Chomsky.
Noam Chomsky, will do. I believe they've talked about him on the Joe Rogan podcast. So.
He's a little bit on the long-winded side. He's a little bit heavy, but the points that he makes is stuff that you grasp by any Joe Rogan person.
All right, sounds good. Hey, I appreciate it, man.
When I first heard his lectures, that started changing my opinion of what I thought about American politics and socioeconomics in general.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So there's something I also wanted to know. We've had a lot of people talk about autonomous trucking. What do you think about that? Do you think it's an actual threat to your job? Do you think, it's going to take over the trucking industry, or?
One more time, clarify. Autonomous truck, okay.
So we've been talking to some people. Autonomous trucking, there's a lot of companies out there that are trying to create AIs that will drive the trucks themselves.
I'll be on, okay. I'll be honest with you, all right? And artificial intelligence there's no possible way it's going to be able to do what we do, just for the simple matter that, we have emotions and we have feelings. So when you're coming off a mountain at 6% incline, you're doing 65 miles per hour, and you have an escape ramp on your right-hand side, you got trucks on your left, you have people in front of you, how smart do you think that robot's going to have to be to not just slow down, but make sure and be considerate enough to where if a tire blew, is it going to break itself before it hurts somebody else? That's what you have to think about.
So you definitely don't think there is any competition or anything?
I don't think so. Not for me.
Just my opinion on it. I haven't been really debating anyone about it, just because, just trying to entertain some truckers. I think people are a little too casual about it because, it's technology. Technology has blown up in the last 100 years, and I think they'll figure something out. But with the rise of automated trucks and everything, do you feel worried about that or whatnot?
Absolutely not. When you have something like we've even seen it with autonomous cars, you look at, although it doesn't happen, it's not a common occurrence. But as we do know, it still happens. The cars, whatever AI, user interface, whatever it is that allows them to do that. Operating system, sorry.
Yeah.
You still see, the car, either the driver's not paying attention. Like there was a case of a lady who was watching, I think it was MasterChef on her phone while the car was going. And because she thought it was a self-driving car, because it was a self-driving car, she thought she didn't have to pay attention, and the car ended up running right into an old lady that was crossing the street and killed her. And
it's very unfortunate.
The thing is, obviously there's not as many trucks on the road as there are cars. But when you have something that big and that heavy, the consequences are even greater. So even though the risk isn't as high because there's less trucks than there are cars, if something bad were to happen, it would be a lot worse.
Yeah, definitely.
And I really don't think that the government would really have much leeway on letting that happen anytime soon. I certainly don't expect to see it even within the next 20 years.
Okay.
Especially because truck unions, as well as owner operators and even non-union companies are definitely going to put up a fight
for
against
it.
that, because it's just, you have so many jobs that would be lost if trucks became autonomous.
Yeah, I believe the number was transportation takes up, it was 8%. Don't quote me, but it's 8% of the entire workforce in the United States.
Yeah.
So I mean that's a good chunk of people that would be out of work. Kind of just bring it around something a little more lighthearted. I see hobbies on there. I know you said you have your Xbox. Is there any other ways you try and keep yourself entertained when you're out on the road, or?
Not really.
Just hibernate.
Just hibernate if I'm not playing Xbox. I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being the best options. I know if I was out on the road right now, I'd have my Xbox and whatnot. I just think it'd be a lot more entertaining. So, all right, man. Well, it's good to meet you.
You too.
Take it easy, man.
You too.
Autonomous trucking. I know you say you're leaving or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I've asked everyone so far. What do you think? Do you think it's a legitimate threat to the trucking industry, or?
Yes and no. It depends on which direction the trucking economy goes. Right now, I think this last year has been one of the hardest downturns for independent trucking companies, I think, in forever.
It's true. By September, there was over 725 companies that closed, which was double the entire year of 2018 combined, September 2019 and 2018.
Yeah, so it was a trucking nightmare.
Yeah, it was hard on trucking.
Yeah, so it left a bunch of drivers kind of left on the road on their own, with other companies having to step in. But with autonomous tests going on right now, kind of on a consistent basis, I mean, Tesla's at the forefront of it right now, having a fully autonomous model on the road working. I'd say it's a serious threat if things keep going the way they do. If legislation keeps getting passed against trucking rather than for it, they'll have to turn to autonomous. It'll have to be a thing. I foresee the first years of it will have a human co-pilot, but then after that, it'll just be weeded out.
Yeah, that's where it's at right now. Plus.ai is a California startup, and they partnered with Land O'Lakes recently, and they did a 3-day trip with a fully autonomous truck with only a safety driver and an engineer to measure everything that's going on. The only time the driver took over was to back the truck into the warehouse, and for safety mandated brakes and everything, he had to park and whatnot. But the truck drove in the back streets, the truck got to the warehouse, and the truck got on and off the freeway by itself. And I've been talking to truckers today and everything, and a lot of people don't see it as like a legitimate threat because the technology isn't there. And my opinion on it is it's technology, man. It expands, it grows, yeah. And I think it is a legitimate threat. I haven't really debated anyone too much today, trying to keep it light, but yeah, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
What do you think? Is auto trucking a real threat, or is it going to supplement jobs? Edgar with the OTR Club, looking to see if trucking talks.